Hey, Patrick here. Fourth episode of the Main Street Money Show podcast. And we're continuing through working on the wealth steps, order of operations. We're still in the first area here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of follow along. This is the whole mindset shift. This is the area that we want to make sure that I understand the direction that you want to go in. You know, whether it's spending more time with your family, and we talked about that on the last episode, or whether it is trying to optimize your financial decisions to put more funds into your retirement portfolio. There's different things that we need to work through in the mindset shift chapter. And so the little subtopic areas that you see on the right-hand side of your screen here, the third area is the financial industry structure. And this is an area that I could go on an absolute tangent on the financial industry about how it's set up with misaligned incentives, and there's all these different individuals making commissions, and there's all these different individuals that are putting their own personal financial situation above your financial situation. And if you want to go down that rabbit hole, I wrote a book on it. It's called Divided Money. It's a self-help book to help you understand how the financial industry is structured. It's designed to help the individual that's working as well as the individual that is retired to understand the different scenarios of possible misaligned incentives, because you as the consumer have to understand that it's up to you to do your due diligence. It's up to you to come to the conclusion of, do I want to work with this individual? Do I want to take their recommendations? Or do I want to go DIY and figure out how to step into the financial industry to buy the financial product that I need whenever I need it? So the financial industry structure is so important whenever it comes to making these decisions. So we got to figure out, okay, do you need life insurance? Do you need disability insurance? Do you need some type of health insurance policy? Well, what type of health insurance policy? Maybe it's a high deductible policy. But there's so many different areas, and that's the reason why the asset protection step in the wealth steps order of operation is its own subject matter. So financial industry structure is really all about just figuring out, okay, who do you want to work with? Let's figure out how they get paid. Let's figure out, is that in alignment and agreement with what you're comfortable with as the consumer? Are you paying for advice? Are you paying for hourly advice? Are you paying for a financial plan that might be 30, 40 pages long? Are you paying for a investment account review? Are you paying for some type of Social Security analysis or some type of Medicare recommendation because you want to have a second opinion outside of the Medicare agent that you're working with? This is where understanding who you're working with is important. It's important because there's so many different areas that have the potential to derail your financial situation. So ultimately, it's up to you to do your due diligence. I'm not going to say a fee-only advisor is better than a fee-based advisor, or a commission-only financial advisor is better than a fee-only advisor. It's, what are you comfortable with? I throw out there that making a commission is not a bad thing if it's done with integrity, if the financial product is presented with full transparency. Then great. Let's throw three different individuals that are all fighting for your hard-earned retirement income to either manage or make a recommendation on, whether that's you putting it into some type of annuity for retirement. Let them duke it out. Find three different individuals, let them all present it, and then you as the consumer figure out what you need and what you don't need. But you as the consumer also have to be educated on what you're buying. So there's so many books out in the marketplace that talk specifically about financial products, and some of them are completely bashing them, and some of them are saying, oh, this one could be good in this scenario. Here's the thing. If a financial product was created, most likely there's at least one individual out in the world of billions of people that it fits their financial situation. So if it fits their financial situation, it may fit theirs, but it doesn't fit yours. And that's why understanding the financial industry structure is so important. So it's up to you. Do your due diligence. Get a copy of the book, work through it, read it. In the back of the workbook for the DIY retiree strategy guide, the workbook there's an entire page listed with financial professionals, and you can go through and write in who you're currently working with, who you might need to work with. These are just resources to help you out and get organized at the same process. So if you have more questions, feel free to reach out, shoot me a message. You can do the discovery call. Happy to have a conversation with anybody. But ultimately, this podcast is educational, and that's what it's here for, is to help educate the consumer. So we'll see you in the next episode of the Main Street Money Show podcast.